All right, we're getting some more news on this Manchester, England attack. Police say now a fifth person has been arrested in connection with that suicide bombing. British police investigating what could be a network of suspects. As we learned, the bomber likely traveled to Syria and Libya. Fox News Middle East analyst Walid Phares on all these developments. I thought there was a way of isolating, Walid, when someone travels to these regions, especially where travel is forbidden or at least discouraged, that authorities would cross-reference that. The individuals who had gone there, is it that they're just incapable of then bringing someone in to talk to them? Maybe like in this country, you just can't detain them indefinitely? What happens?
Look, the system by itself has to be addressed and probably revised in view of these attacks. I mean, people traveling to other countries could say we are going there for religious, family, economic reasons, though the government may know that these guys are in touch with other organizations. Now, the decision to send somebody to speak to them, you know, could be fought legally by many pressure groups. So it gets complicated. Short of actually establishing a link between that person and a terrorist organization and back, it's very tight, very difficult. So now is the time for Great Britain, maybe the Europeans, and eventually us, to have a different reading of how to deal with the jihadists even before they act. So
now we know that there might be a network of possible players here. Was that why you think Theresa May, the British Prime Minister, raised the threat level to critical that network might be behind an additional attack?
Usually UK authorities would not say why, would not tell us why,
right,
until after the fact. But now, assessment by analysts could tell us that what they're trying to do is to deter, by declaring that there is a wider network and probably there could be another possibility of a copycat or of a future, near future attack. This would deter those who are trying to do it. At the same time, this would allow British authorities to go after these networks and decide which individuals they would want to talk to or even arrest and then investigate.
Where do you think this goes? I mean, there's been so much attention on trying to eradicate ISIS strongholds abroad, notably Syria. Yet most of the attacks we see that have happened in this country involve radicalized young men, sometimes women, who are legal citizens of those countries, particularly in Britain, or are there on perfectly legal, valid visas. So how do you police that part of it? And how do you trace those who might be susceptible, as this young man was, to getting radicalized?
Let me address the first point, Neil, quickly. The idea which is now roaming between the United States and Europe is that we defeat ISIS in the Middle East. That alone should decrease the number of jihadists in the West. I think at this point in time we are a little bit late for that. I mean, of course this would help. Certainly those most active who are going to get their training and get their guidelines, so on and so forth. But already within the West, Europe and North America, and maybe Australia as well, you have a network of jihadists. There is an ISIS caliphate that exists within the West, a network of jihadists. So these are two different strategies. We need to bring down Mosul, Raqqa, and even in Libya, whatever they have enclaves, but we also need to go into the virtual enclaves that exist right here within the West, including in Great Britain, and that's a different strategy.
All right, thank you very, very much. It is sad, but it just doesn't let up. Walid Phares.